Good morning. My name is Paneca. This is the presentation from my research, the poster presentation for the course Eex6228. Hello there. Today I would like to share my research regarding how to effectively teach addition strategies in order to improve students' math performance. The reason I chose this subject matter is because I was a math teacher first and now I'm a coach. So I felt very comfortable applying math lesson strategies. It often bothered me that the students entering the middle school had a deficit in working and understanding how fractions work. The students took the numbers as individual integers and did not understand or understood how the relationship was created of parts of a whole and how different denominators could still be added to create that whole. The understanding of fractions is a foundational skill that many sixth graders do not master, and I wanted to see if there were any methods that could improve understanding and retention for adding fractions. When we implement a combination instructional strategies that move sequentially from hand-on work to pictorial work to abstract work with numbers, students understand that the task holistically. Of equal importance is the drill and practice of multiplication facts, enabling the students to recall quickly, making fractions less frustrating. This is my presentation on the back, my poster. The study was conducted on 12 students who came from diverse backgrounds. I worked closely with a sixth grade math teacher who was responsible for implementing the strategies and collecting data. The resources for the action research study included grade 6 mathematics Florida standards, Miami-Dade County mathematics curriculums, including worksheets, and mathematics software, which is an online program. The method that we used was administrated a pre-test before without any strategies on fraction. This was the student's baseline score. However, then we implemented 3 types of learning. Without fractions using build it, draw it, write it. Students created paper manipulative and used plastic manipulative. The questions were on the board and the students had to create the equations using the manipulatives. This kind of like the explorer moment. Give me just 1 second. Get on standby. Okay. Back on? All right. So, the method that we use, okay, so they implemented 3 types of learning we used that was build it, draw it, and write it. Students created paper manipulatives and using plastic manipulative. Once that was done, the student had to draw in the journal what the questions look like. Finally, the student has to write the fraction sentence out using numbers. Once the students understood, then we will provide the students with tablets for them to do mathematics in class for repetition and drills. The following 2 weeks, students work on pictorial worksheets that help them with facts recall and how big or small fractions were to a whole circle, rectangle, or triangle, depends on what we were using at the moment. Lastly, the last 2 weeks, the students were involved in mathematics competitions with their classmates, with other classes in school or internationally, since the mathematics program makes it possible for other students to compete all the time, regardless if they're in class or on their own home. Within these 6 weeks, we saw an increase in understanding. The students, as seen in figure 1, right here, all right, in figure 1, improved by an average of 24%. As indicated in figure 2, all students demonstrated at least some math gain. Figure 2 counts the amount of times a student used to correct the fact families in their shown work. The average amount of times students used to correct the fact family was 2.2 times, and student A showed only minor improvement in their percentage of accuracy. All of the students' mathematics deals consisted of multiple addition problems with different numerators, such as a student has to have a solid basis on fact families. Student A, however, did not have a solid basis on fact families, and as a result, his gain were 16 percentage points. Student B had 26 percentage point gain. Student E had a 12 percentage point gain. We can see that on figure number 5. Figure 2 on slide 5. Student F had an increase of 31 percentage points. Student G had a gain of 28 percentage points. Student H had an 11 percentage point gain. Student I had a 23 percentage point gain. Student J had a 12 percentage point gain. Student K had a 28 percentage point gain. Student L had a remarkable gains by 32 percentage points. As an average, all the students earned a 22 percentage point increase in their scores. As shown in figure 3, which is slide 6, all the students exhibited at least some increase in their attitude of adding fractions with different denominators. As the weeks progresses, students became more comfortable with fact families and with changing the denominator and adding the fractions. They were able to see where they made mistakes and were provided with the peer feedback when working in collaborative groups. After more weeks of interventions, the students were also able to self-correct their work. The students show weekly gains in their understanding and ability to quickly add fractions. At the end of the study, the students realized that they did get a greater mastery on the adding of the fractions. After considering the data, I feel I could have narrowed the scope of my students. Instead of choosing a student in intensive and regular education only, I could have chosen students with documented special education needs. I could have also attempted to have an equal amount of boys and girls, and the amount of time in class dedicated to this subject was also not as long as I would have liked. However, given the Florida pacing guide, the teachers assisting me in this action research could not dedicate too much time to reviewing how to add fractions, as that was material that should have been covered in elementary mathematics. I also feel that competition is an extremely strong strategy and it should be considered as a strategy when we teach any difficult math subject. Again, I'm sorry. This is when we use technology. However, I also feel that competition is an extremely strong strategy and should be considered as a strategy when we teach any difficult math subject regardless of what we do. It really enhances the students' learning, since the students really appreciate the fun part of it while learning to master their math skill. This will conclude my research, but before I close finish the video, I just want to show you guys, show Miss Kramer a quick flipgram that I put together, so you can see, all the pictures that I did throughout the research. I hope you enjoy. Thank you, and thank you for all that you do for us. This was an exceptional class, and enjoy the flipgram.
Not to grow up, we could stay forever young. Living on my sofa, drinking on my cola underneath the rising sun. I could give 1,000 reasons why, but you're gone, and you know that all you have to do is stay a minute. Just take your time. The clock is ticking, so stay.
This concludes my video. Thank you. Have a good day.